Bonjour, bonjour, mon petit chifleur, and we're here, and happy December. It is the final month of the year. It is almost 2026, Jesus. And I feel like I've done nothing. Anyway, happy December 3rd. Today's the 3rd of December. I thought at some point I should intro this vlog. I don't know when you're going to see it still because the hard drive still broken. So, and I'm not posting these until I post July. I can't. Maybe it's the Virgo in me. Maybe it's the undiagnosed neurodivergence. I can't post the vlogs out of order, you know? Anyway, so I just wanted to sit down really quick, intro this vlog, tell you what the game plan is for the month. And my God, is it a game plan. I have a pile next to me of the books that, the options, my options for the month. There are quite a few options. Starting with the book that I'm reading, I'm finally started The Dragon Republic. This book is large. I'm about 60 pages in, and Ren is really stressing me out. I'm already exhausted. I'm already exhausted. There's already a lot going on. I forgot this is not the spoilery vlog, so I cannot say the things I wanted to say, but I am back to filming that also, so that's fun. But yeah, I started this on the 1st, and I have been struggling a little bit. My brain is not all the way on just yet. I am kind of finding a rhythm with it today, so I don't want to take too long here and throw off my reading momentum. So let's quickly talk about a few of the other options. Honestly, if you watched my 10 before the end video, it is just those books that I'm still working through. The next book after The Dragon Republic, but honestly probably alongside The Dragon Republic, I was going to start it last night because while I was livid that I couldn't really read The Dragon Republic the way I wanted to. It's Very Merry Bromance by Alyssa K. Adams, which is the last Bromance Book Club book. I don't remember the last time I read that series, but that's the last one. And it's been put off because my mom was like she initially bought the first Bromance Book Club book for me, and it came like a thing that she would buy the rest of them for me. And so last Christmas, I gave you my heart, I think it was last Christmas, she finally got that one. So by the time like I got to it, like the rest of it was too late to read it within Christmas season 2024, so I put it all, like pushed it to Christmas season 2025. I'm also absolutely reading Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Duh. Those are my two Christmas holiday romances I have lined up. There is a new one by, what is her name? The author of Jana Goes Wild. I read that book a while ago and I really liked that. And that author has a book that I'm interested in. I don't remember what it's about, so I don't know why I mentioned it, but I have to read Jane Eyre this month. I put it off. I read Wuthering Heights in September, which you might know, I don't know. I was initially going to read them both together, but after reading Wuthering Heights, I'm like, actually, not yet. Also, I feel for some reason, I feel like Jane Eyre, maybe it's the cover, this cover, is more of a wintry book. So I felt like I felt like saving it for December was a really good idea. Speaking of wintry books, I also need to start my reread of A Winter's Promise by Christelle DeBeau. I've been saying that for like how many years now, but I am doing it this year. I'm going to listen to the audiobook. I already have it in my library. I just have to download it onto my phone at some point. Not right now. I'm trying to get into The Dragon Republic. And then so I can continue, I can finally finish that series. I have to read, I keep saying I have to, but am I going to get around to all of these? Maybe. I used to be able to read 10 books in a month. Their Eyes Are Watching Guide by Zora Neale Hurston, which has been on every TBR for feels like as long as I've been talking about books on this channel. But this is the year I'm finally doing it. I've been really focused on reading like the Black staple literary works, the Black classics, and so I finally need to read Miss Hurston. I'm hoping to get around to Gideon the Ninth this month by Tamsin Muir. Who knows? I decided on a whim that this was the year I was going to do it. I don't really know much about this book except lesbian necromancers. That's really all I need to know. Speaking of black classics and black literary staples, I am hoping to read my second James Baldwin this year. Last year I read my first. I read Giovanni's Room, so I think it was around December I read Giovanni's Room. Or was it? It was winter time. It might have been February. But I'm hoping to read If Beale Street Could Talk, and I'm so glad to keep with these editions, the matching that I found the matching edition when I was at the bookstore the last time. The last book I might get around to, but I'm not mad if I have to push it. Well, maybe, who knows. Lost Souls Meet Under a Full Moon by Mizuki Sugimura, and this is kind of a priority because one of my goals for the year was to read more translated works, and this would be the only one that I would have managed, and now I don't even know if I'm going to manage that, but who knows what's going to happen. Anyway, welcome to December. Christmas time is here. Hello. So I'm just popping in really quick with just a brief update. I am 140 pages into the Dragon Republic. Very impressed, very happy with the fact that I was able to make such progress yesterday. I really got into what I was reading. I'm really kind of like getting into the plot. We're treading into some waters, literally and figuratively. Sorry if you can hear all that in the background. And once again, I'm so glad that I did that reread because I would have no idea what was going on. There's also it's already really intense. It's already really intense and kind of exhausting. So kind of like to balance that out, I did start reading A Very Merry Bromance last night at like midnight. I'm currently 20 pages into this. I read a little bit of this today. I don't have any thoughts on it just yet, but it's Christmas, it's a romance. I don't have thoughts. That's possibly also because today is a struggle day for me. I'm feeling, if you see me, I'm like pacing and just like, I have to like constantly move. I am really scatterbrained today. I'm really feeling all over the place today, and it is affecting absolutely everything. I am struggling to read. I'm struggling to focus on literally anything. I was supposed to be working on a short story for this short story contest that is due at 11:59 tonight, and you know who will not be entering that tonight? Because there's no way. I have started dabbling without any like true idea how to make the prompt work and take the little tiny little sparks of ideas like one and two that are like kind of I couldn't figure out, I couldn't choose between. So what was I saying? Anyway, so I think that kind of also like the disappointment and just I don't know, the effect that like failing at things is having on me right now has thrown me off a bit, and I'm struggling to like reset my mind to focus on something else, because I am still thinking of like what I have managed, like the 200 words I have managed, like trying to make something out of that and not just letting it now sit in Scrivener untouched. And I also feel like I have to scream. It's like right here in my chest. I'm gonna do something. I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just wanted to update you and let you know that I'm currently in the midst of 2 books. Let's see how this goes. One thing I'm excited about that has nothing to do with anything. We have mac and cheese left, and that is one of my emotional support foods. So maybe that'll get me, at least get me through. All right, I'll see you later. I really like feel like I could take my head off. Hello, good evening. By good evening, I mean it's 1:36 in the morning, and I've been meaning to do this all day. Also, my lips have been this chapped all day. Mind your business. Anyway, so just over a month ago, I received word that I had won a Goodreads, help. I received an email that I had received an email that I had won a Goodreads giveaway. I know a lot of people have moved away from Goodreads, but I still use it for certain things. There are still some aspects that I prefer to other things, and just me, I'm used to it, so I'm still in the process of like fully transferring to Storygraph. I am on both, so not the point. So I wanted to open this on camera, and I have just been putting it off. I've been really focused on getting putting a bit more of a dent in the Dragon Republic, and meeting my goal for the day. So that did nothing. Oh, it's a paperback. Okay. So I have won a copy of The King Must Die by Kimi Aishingiwa, author of The Splinter in the Sky. I don't really remember what it's about at all, but it says a pulse-pounding science fiction adventure about empire, rebellion, and impossible choices. Finn's world is dying, once a promising planet gifted by the all-powerful alien makers. Failed terraforming has left New Earth a withered husk. Ever since her parents' failed rebellion against the ruthless sovereign, Finn has been forced to serve as a bodyguard for a cunning magistrate. But when her long-imprisoned fathers are executed and Finn is marked for the same fate, she is forced to flee. Armed with only a map of her... I can't read. Armed with only a map and her quarterstaff, Finn seeks out the remnants of the rebellion army. Unfortunately, the insurgents she finds are nearly as much of a threat to themselves as the Imperial forces. When she stumbles upon Alekai, the sovereign heir, a master manipulator with a dangerous secret, though he embodies everything Finn despises, she will do anything, even work with him, to give New Earth one last chance at survival. So for some reason, this feels like it could be kind of like pitched. This could be like for fans of the 5th season, which I recently am. And I am very excited to get into this. I'm very intrigued. I don't read much sci-fi, truthfully, these days. any days. I don't read much sci-fi. My sci-fi fantasy tends to lean primarily fantasy, so I'm sure there are like elements of fantasy in here, but yeah, cool. I might maybe, because I'm planning to hopefully read the rest of the 5th season. What is the series called? I can't remember right now, but maybe I'll read this around the same time as that. Who knows? Also, while I'm here, I did get another book delivery the other day that I wanted to show. It was actually arrived on the release day of it, and it's Dawn of the Firebird by Sarah Mughal Rana, which is like one of the last of my anticipated releases of the year, and I made a point that to pre-order so that I would be sure to get the deluxe edition, because Sarah posted recently that it's about to go into its 2nd printing, and that's just going to be a standard run, so I wanted to have this edition. So it's very gorgeous and great. Bye. Moose! That's me. Toast. Hello, really quickly, I got a package yesterday and I didn't have time to open it, so I'm going to open it right now. I haven't gotten an ARC from Penguin in so long. I haven't even requested one, honestly, because I don't know, I just haven't really been in that place, and I also haven't been really reading YA the way I used to. Oopsies. But this is a special occasion. Yeah. Hello, mother. So it's an ARC of The Secret World of Briar Rose by Cindy. Read with Cindy. I'm excited. First of all, this cover is so beautiful. Okay. We have a fellow YouTuber who I have followed since the beginning. I've been subscribed to Cindy since the very beginning of her channel, so I've been along for this whole journey. So this is very, very exciting to be holding this in my hand. So thank you, Penguin. This seems like the best book for like an ARC comeback. would you ever drink with a man? Let's start there. They're not the strongest force in the world, Ren said. I am. They're not the strongest force in the world. I am. I am not a woman, I'm a god. I am not a martyr, I'm a problem. Good afternoon. You join me in the stairwell, so I'm gonna be a little bit quiet. But one, I have new contacts. I finally have new contacts. I haven't worn contacts in like over a year, but I was able to get a few pairs at my eye doctor appointment the other day. Point number two, this is gonna be a little rushed. My friend Dwayne and I are about to go see Merrily We Roll Along in the movie theater. He should be here in like 15 minutes. I don't know, he's probably late. Before I left, because I'm dressed, I figured I should do this now. Also, it's snow. I don't know if it's still snowing, but it snowed. I don't know how I feel about that, but first and foremost, we finished Very Merry Romance many days ago now, and I realized I didn't do any sort of like final updates about that. First, I have a few little tabbies that I was keeping in the book to remind me of things I wanted to talk about. The first one being like very early on, I said it's been so long that I've read these books, so I don't remember if I've complained about the ever-shifting POVs before. One sentence it's Colton's POV and suddenly it's Gretchen, and it's hard to keep up. So I think it really only happened once or twice where mid-page it just shifts POV, and it's quite jarring, and I feel like it has happened before and it's quite irritating also. Also, there's a moment where it's the first sex scene in the book. It's obviously not their first time having sex, but she has discovered that she's really into being told what to do, and he's like, because I said so. Oh yes, she remembers suddenly that he swore when he was turned on. He'd done it that night after the wedding too, when she kissed him, and okay. Oh, okay. Before backing her against the mirrored wall and turning her into a hussy. Knowing she could do that to him, turn this easygoing charmer into a groaning, swearing, desperate dom, was enough to make her womb clench. Huh? her womb, like cramps? Like, ow. Okay, Is that the goal? Is that what we're aiming for? The phrasing just doesn't sound pleasant. Okay, my last little note is the fact that just the whole end, I'm just very annoyed by the like the end with the apology and like the grand gesture that they always do at the end of these books. Colton is talking to Gretchen's uncle and it's like, all the things you don't understand, all the things I said to her, blah 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 blah. Why would she ever trust me again? And he's like, because you love her enough to say you're sorry. But he's not wrong. None of the things he said were wrong. None of the things he said were out of pocket or anything. If anything, she's the one that should be apologizing to him. In the end, she does do that, but like, I don't know the way that made me feel. And I feel like that's a thing a lot in these books where I understand like the purpose is like these men learning to communicate and love and romance women through kind of like the female gaze or whatever, but sometimes the women are wrong too. Sometimes, as much as it pains me to admit it, sometimes it's not the man that's wrong in these books. Anyway, I do have some like proper notes to wrap up my thoughts. Okay, I said I have finally finished the series. Never thought we'd get here. It's been such an interesting journey. This book was this book was cute, a nice little holiday romance. I don't think I was particularly moved by the couple themselves, and I wish the subplots were a little stronger if I'm being honest. Gretchen is an immigration lawyer. She turned her back on her life of luxury to be there for people who have no one else in their corners. I would have loved more of that. I would have loved to see her actually interacting with a client or two. It would have added depth. And why do we never go back to Abigail and her demand for help in the office? That whole plotline just poof disappeared in for the sake of the romance plot. Anyway, on the other side of that, I would have enjoyed more of Colton's songwriting process, his thoughts, his inspiration, his struggle holding on to his career. I found myself relating to the persona Colton puts on, how he's weighed down by the expectation of happiness and the need to make sure his loved ones are happy. Since I was very small, I've been stuck in a similar place. There was a time in my life where I pushed away all negative feelings, repressed them, so that I could make sure everyone else was okay, and just donned like the pretense, I guess, that I was fine, I wasn't going through it, so that I could make everyone else feel better, right? Anyway, it's damaged me in the long run, so there was a moment where I found myself really getting choked up reading. Gretchen's family dynamic really didn't help. Lord, I wanted to burn the homestead or the shack or whatever the devil to the ground with Evan inside of it. I absolutely was not satisfied with that plot outcome. Well, I really didn't love the end period. The book club pushing for Colton to be the one to apologize first pissed me off, like I just said. Anyway, my wishy-washy feelings toward this book is so very on brand for my entire experience with the series. I'm thrilled that I can finally cross the bromance book club off of my series tracker. Round of applause. Thank you. I did. That feels good. So then I finished the Dragon Republic. Honestly, I still really don't know what to say about it, except that I am exhausted, absolutely depleted by this book. There's not much I can say because it's a sequel, and it will give too much away about the first book and this book, and just I don't know. I do feel like this series is very much meant to be right back to back, and how that's very emotionally, mentally, sometimes physically strenuous. but because of like the rapidity, is that the word? The quick succession of everything that's going on, the non-stop action, violence, plot, you can't stretch it out too long, because then you kind of like lose that momentum and lose that investment. So I will hopefully be going into The Burning God very soon, not this month, because despite everything I just said, because I do have other books I need to read, which brings me to right now, where I'm currently reading Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Finally, God. I am 110 pages in. I read 100 pages yesterday. I started the book yesterday, read 100 pages in one day. This book is less than 200 pages, so I'm hoping to finish it today, which is another reason why I wanted to really jump in and talk about this right now. I'm actually really loving this book. I'm really enjoying this book. My main feeling is that I really do hate men. Like literally any book written by a woman, specifically a Black woman, before the 21st century is going to have the same consensus. On top of that, this reading this book makes me so very, very, very thankful that I was born in 1990 in the beautiful country of Philadelphia. God, I'm distressed. I just want good things for Janie. I feel like we could be moving into good things for Janie. I don't remember enough of the movie. I didn't mention that I've seen the movie back when it came out in like 2005, I think. Don't remember enough of it to know what's going to happen, but I do know that there's going to be more tragedy in her life, and I hate that. But briefly, bonjour mon petit chef-fleur.
Hello.
Hello.
I have arrived.
Okay, I will be out in a second. All right, I have to put my shoes on. Bye. Oh, that's Dwayne. I'll be right back. Hi, so now I'm in the car, and now I'm in Montgomery County instead of Delaware County. But as I was saying, I was briefly just trying to tell y'all what this book's about, because I don't think I brought it up. So this book was released in 1937. It says Their Eyes Were, who says this? The Saturday Review says that Their Eyes Were Watching God belongs in the same category with the works of William Faulkner, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and Ernest Hemingway, that of enduring American literature. One of the most important works of 20th century American literature, Zora Neale Hurston's beloved 1937 classic Their Eyes Were Watching God is an enduring Southern love story sparkling with wit, beauty, and heartfelt wisdom, told in the captivating voice of a woman who refuses to live in sorrow, bitterness, fear, or foolish romantic dreams, just like me. It is the story of fair-skinned, fiercely independent Janie Crawford and her evolving selfhood through 3 marriages and a life sparked by poverty, trials, and purpose. A true literary wonder, Hurston's masterwork remains as relevant and affecting today as when it was first published, perhaps the most widely read and highly regarded novel in the entire canon of African American literature. And it is all of those things. It's extremely easy to read, aside from the fact that I've noticed that I do need to like actually read it like out loud, like speak the dialogue, because it is written like phonetically in that like old like Southern Black dialect that I'm sure for some people, I've seen a lot of unmelanated folk talk about how difficult it is to read, and I'm like, it's really not. But I guess okay, I have the privilege of having a multilingual mind.
Must be nice. Sorry.
Are you not a Negro? Do you not have the code switching ability?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah.
Dwayne's here, by the way.
Hi. I'm also gay, so I can code switch a lot of things. When you mentioned code switching, I was like, yeah, I actually do that a lot.
Dwayne's here. Hi, I'm also gay.
Don't mind me.
Dwayne's also gay, men.
I am.
Men folk. But yeah, you should add this to your TBR. It'll take you 4 years to read, but it's less than 200 pages.
Listen, okay. 2 months maybe. Not you know. It's fine.
He's telling me 2 months to read this book. You started reading this about, what is this called? Sunrise and Reaping.
In August.
Was it August?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was.
It may have been July.
No, yeah, because it was like right after I read it.
Yeah.
I read it in May.
I want to say August because I don't want it to be any longer.
It was like June. I think he started in June. And he just finished it today. December 14th?
Yes. I am a slow reader. I'm not proud of it. It is what it is.
Anywho, I'm reading this book. I'm not reading it right now because we're about to go into the movie theater. Like I said, we're going to see Where Lady Roll Along. And I'm excited. And also we're in my hometown and I'm also very, very excited about that too.
Also, Eagles are winning. Go Birds.
Oh, thank the God.
31-0.
In the fourth quarter?
Where was this?
First of all,
last week.
Is it because I'm not home?
Is it?
Is it me?
I don't think
Am I the problem?
I don't think you're the problem. I think
because I said today, my mom's like, you should wear the Eagles hat. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear it. I'm not even acknowledging the game today. And now we're winning? We're about to win.
It's not fair.
For the past 3 weeks,
yes,
I have been embarrassed. Embarrassed. And now I'm not home.
Yes.
Now I'm not even acknowledging. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm going to take Dwayne on a tour after, because he's already agreed to it.
Yes.
Yay!
This is what kindergarten teachers do. It's a sticker chart. So I think if you see your entire column is red, that's bad.
I'm gonna be real with you. It is so difficult to film anything, to do anything, to just be creative or be anything but sitting in one spot all day in here in this living arrangement. So if you don't see me in 2026 at all, I am struggling. I'm struggling. Anywho, hi, hello, good evening. We have a little bit to discuss. We have a little bit to discuss. First and foremost, I finished Their Eyes Were Watching God. I came home from the movies, like I said, and finished this. So today's Thursday. What day was that? Is that Sunday? Well, I finished this on Sunday. Also, Eagles won, go Birds. This here is a tiny, tiny little book, but I have a lot of thoughts. And I did manage to write them all down. Most of them down. So I figured I would share with the class. I'm going to need a new notebook for the future. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. I said, This book was beautiful. This book felt like a slow summer afternoon, that like sticky molasses heat, lounging on a porch swing with an icy peach tea, hazy summer rain. I can almost smell it. It is absolutely absurd that I'm just experiencing this masterpiece. I struggle to put it down and I can't stop thinking about it. In such a short amount of time, I went through a full range of emotions. First of all, men are the absolute worst. I shouldn't be surprised that this is what I'd feel from any book written before the 21st century. I'm so thankful to have been born in 1990 in the great country of Philadelphia. I'm thankful to have been born into a situation... What? Yeah. I'm thankful to have been born into a situation where I wasn't going to be sold off essentially to some man 10 plus years older than me. A man who views me as property, who is threatened by my self-actualization. I got a paper cut. Ugh. Into a world where abuse was not a possibility but a guarantee. I spent the entire read thinking of my granny, my great-grandmother. What did I say? Who arrived in Philly with 3 kids on her own at 25. Who was married at 18 to a man 10 years older than her a whole decade older than her, who was awful. And I desperately wish I could talk to her about just her entire experience in becoming the woman I knew. Janie spent so much time waiting for and longing to be loved, to be seen, to live a life of her choosing, just for it all to end the way it did. It physically hurt. And that's the thing with Ms. Zora's prose. I felt everything so viscerally. Especially all the events leading up to the end. Fear, like terror, devastation. I need to find a way to rewatch the movie. I truthfully think it was miscast. I mean, I understand Hallie as Janie, but casting Michael Ealy was certainly, it was a choice. It was certainly a choice. Not quite the right one. I know he's pretty, but like, be for real. So it's still, like I said, it's been almost a week since I finished this book, and my thoughts keep circling back to this book. I keep thinking of different little things about the book, or keep bringing up in conversation, honestly, and like I'll just see things that I'll keep tying to this book. I don't know why it has like latched onto me so hard, and like why I'm so like attached to it, and just I'm so glad that I finally did it. I'm proud of myself. Round of applause. Yay me. I can cross Zora Neale Hurston off my list. And that now I want to read everything. I want to like, there's like so much I want to like study really about just her, this time period, just her work outside of this book. Okay, let's move on. I've also finished Lost Souls Meet Under a New Moon by Mizuki Sugimura. I did not talk about this book at all while I was reading it. This is another one I really just flew through in like 2-3 days. It's like 250 pages, so I really did just consume this book. Briefly, I don't know if I mentioned this. This starts with a young woman who is going to meet this go-between. The go-between, Ayumi, as we find, is that his name? Yes, Ayumi, who we find out is the go-between, is essentially this person who can connect the living with a deceased person. I was going to say loved one, but that's not always the case. Ayumi's family has been passing down this gift for generations, and it's finally been bestowed on him at the ripe age of 17 years old. And each chapter follows a different meeting, essentially under the full moon, as the title implies. We follow the first person who is contacting the go-between to request a meeting with this celebrity idol type person who just died, and who once upon a time, she believes, once helped her in this like dire situation where she was really in danger, and basically saved her life. And she's kind of in like this muted place essentially when she reaches out to Ayumi. Here's the catch though about the go-between. You only really get one shot at this, at the communication with the dead, and the dead have one shot as well. If you manage to be accepted by the dead person, you'll never be able to contact another crossover person ever again. Vice versa, once a dead person agrees to meet with a living, that's their final chance to communicate with the living. Anyway, move on. So we follow her. We follow this really awful man who is contacting his mother to, or we're under the impression that he's to contact his mother to find the deed to land that he wants to sell. We meet this teenage girl who believes she is responsible for her best friend's death. Did I get everybody? Oh, and this other man who is seeking to connect with his fiance who disappeared. The final chapter, we follow Ayumi, and basically, and that's really my favorite chapter of the book. That's my favorite like moment. It's kind of also like a behind the scenes of everything we've read up until then. I don't really have a lot of like thoughts. I just know I enjoyed my time reading this book. This is originally written in Japanese. This is a book translated from Japanese, and I really like this style of book, this kind of like partially kind of slice of life, but it's also like that sort of, I guess, kind of more, I don't know if inspirational is the word or introspective is the word, but there's like, it's always like people dealing with like grief, or even there's a second book, a sequel to this, which I do intend to read, which like in the blurb, it's like talking about not missing opportunities in your life and this, that, and the other. And just from other books I've been looking at, like when I marked off that I read is like the suggestions or whatever, similar books, they all seem to have this type of vibe, this type of like structure essentially. And I'm really curious to read more, not just translated works, because that is always a goal, but just I am kind of like really into like this right now. So I might possibly, you might see me reading a lot of like Japanese books in the near future. So I finished that yesterday, and so today's been kind of like a break in between day before I go into the next two books. Today I've been like, I say rest day, it's not been resty at all. I've been crafting today. I knit a hat. I knit my first hat. I started this last night. I'm gonna insert the clip if I can find it. Last year this time I was starting this hat. It was a purple version. It was gonna be my hat, and it went so wrong. I've had to go through 3 different pairs of the circular knitting needles to find the right ones to finally complete this hat. This was supposed to be one of my mom's Christmas gifts from last year, so hopefully, not hopefully, it's done. She will be getting that soon, but I mean this next week essentially. And I'm hoping that I'm gonna knit the matching pair of mittens. Anyway, also finally did a new batch of body butter the other day. Oh my god, it's been months. Was I in Chicago when I ran out? I might have been before that. It's been months that I've been just using scraps, lotion, body butters that are too watery, body butters that are too dry. So now my skin feels so good and soft right now. I'm so happy. Anyway, I've been talking for, I thought that said 17 minutes. It's only 13 minutes. Beautiful. Moving forward, reading wise, the next duo that I have set to read, these are my Christmas week reads. This is what I'm reading going into Christmas and possibly right in the lead up to Christmas. I'm finally starting Jane Eyre tomorrow. I'm gonna do it. I'm actually really excited to read this book. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had such a good fun experience with Wuthering Heights, so I hope that Miss Charlotte is just as an enjoyable author as Emily Bronte. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous as well, but I'm excited. I'm in a paperback moment. It's really strange for me. Anywho, and then right that lead up right into Christmas, I will be spending it with Nolan and Harriet, and I'll be reading Good Spirits or BK Boris, and I'm so excited. We know about me and BK. We know I don't play about BK Borison. In BK We Trust. I have no doubt that this is going to be a banger of a book, that it's going to make me feel all of the things, and I cannot wait. And I'm going to be so annoying about it, and I don't even care. This is not set up, but I showed you guys that I did get my short story printed out just to have a physical copy for myself, just to hold it in my hands, and I like it. I like having it right next to Good Spirits, like this little holiday stack. Anyway, my camera's flashing and I have some journaling things I need to finish. So I will see you when I see you. I just wanted to give you the update so I can move on with my reading.
full rank, but my great-grandfather signed the Declaration of Independence. What were your ancestors doing then, I wonder?
I thought you understood that Gladys is about to be engaged.
Stopped.
But they can. And they will be.
Mrs. Graves, I stopped listening to that woman the moment she opened her mouth.
I'm going to stand all the way back here and hope and pray that you can't see how absolutely tragic I look. I realize I feel like there's been absolutely nothing to indicate that Christmas Eve is tomorrow. I'm fighting for my life with the Christmas spirit and the Christmas festivity. Anyway, I wanted to come into this clip in a better mood. Maybe that's why I've been putting it off for days now, and it just keeps not getting better. But anyway, the other day, I think it's been a couple days now, I have officially started Jane Eyre. I don't know if it's the mood I'm in or the weather. The weather has been kicking me from head to toe. It's been beating me like, what is that man's name? Anthony Joshua beat the ever-loving snot out of Jake Paul. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. But I got to page 58. I kind of struggled to page 58. Nothing really to do with the book per se, aside from the fact that my brain has to adjust to the language in which it's written. This version of the English, my brain can barely compute modern day 21st century English, and I personally feel like really pretentious reading this book and pretending that it's like easy to get through. It's not as easy as Wuthering Heights, and like comparing them, I guess, really isn't fair because they are written by two different sisters whose writing style isn't going to be exactly the same. But because I was kind of just like struggling, I've made a quick pivot. I am currently reading and focusing on Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. I don't know what that was, but I'm reading Good Spirits finally. I'm 132 pages in and I'm loving this book so much. I knew I would. BK has never steered me wrong. BK has never let me down. I knew this book was going to be magnificent, but this book is kind of saving my life and saving my festive Christmas spirit, and I am in love with Nolan already. I don't know what to tell you. Sad, lonely ghost of Christmas past who takes care of stray cats, has walls and walls and shelves of books that he has been reading in his afterlife, knits. I adore him and Harriet. I'm having a great time. I am also not having a great time because because I am being attacked. I am being blasted on a jumbotron. I made it all of 6 pages before I realized that this was going to be a personal attack on me. With so where Harriet is talking about her aunt's antique shop that she has inherited, that she owns right now, but like growing up, how her aunt was the one like that kept their childhood basically kind of like marked within the building. Anyway, I believe she's talking about like the clutter and the antiques within this little shop. They've given me hope, kept me company. More than once I've picked up a lost little bauble and seen the beauty in its imperfections. I wondered if I worked hard enough at my bruised and broken bits, if I could be shiny again too. I've wondered if anyone might ever see me as something precious. I mean, and then right under that is a reference to Love Light Farm, so that made me happy again. That's where she gets her Christmas trees from. So while I'm enjoying this book, it does keep hurting my feelings, which, I don't know. I love the book. So on one hand, this book is brightening my mood and making everything, and like rescuing something that I feel like falling through my fingers like sand, but at the same time I'm like this, with how like just I feel a depression coming on me right now, and I'm feeling like maybe it's like the end of the year. My body's just, my mind and my body's just kind of like, okay, I'm done, I give up, I need a break, I need a reset desperately. Yeah, that's just like it's affecting me, but more than I would like, truthfully. But anyway, I love to read 100 pages of this today. I've read three. Ooh, I just feel so distracted. I feel so distracted. It has nothing to do with the book. I love the book, and when I'm able to like really lock in, I'm having a great time, but I have to get to the point where I can lock in. And I don't want to take it, like, I'm scared that it's gonna like take down a bit of my experience reading this book, but like this is the time I blocked out to read it. It's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve right now. Hello, I'm 346 pages into Good Spirits. We are in the wee hours of the morning of the 26th now, but it's still Christmas somewhere, you know? I just have one question. BK, what's wrong? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And why would you do that? Why are you doing this to me? You know? So I'm feeling, I'm baking cookies. I've been baking cookies for a while. I got started a little later than I was supposed to, but I'm so thankful that I just had to get up to put the last batch in the oven so I could cry in peace on my own, you know? I've never felt this wrecked by a romance, by a contemporary romance. Fix it. Fix it. I know it has to be fixed. Like, it's going to be fix it now. Nolan. Hello friends. It's January 6th, and I need to finish this vlog. I have been meaning to do it, and to be fair, I've been really busy. The last week of December, first week of January, I have been quite busy. So the last time you saw me, I was reading Good Spirits. My God, was I reading Good Spirits? Did I finish Good Spirits, or did Good Spirits finish me? Let's just read what I said. I said, this book was too personal. Forget close to home. This book hit directly on the home, and it collapsed on top of me. I'm wrecked. As someone who has spent so long feeling like a lost and broken thing, like someone who doesn't fit, like a ghost, this experience was really bittersweet. This book was admittedly difficult at a few points. It hurt my feelings and poked a few bruises, but it also felt like a cozy peppermint and clove scented hug being wrapped in a soft comforter. It felt like a lighthouse to experience these two lonely, overlooked souls finally find each other, finally settle into a love so profound and life-changing that it breaks the rules of time. To see them finally seen and held and brought to life, it's so important to me. I adore these characters so much. I envy Harriet. I envy her softness. I envy her holding on to it for dear life, for her refusal to lose hope. I hardened myself a long time ago. I relate to Nolan in that regard. And it's Nolan. Clearly I'm still single because I'm just waiting to be haunted by a hot ghost of Christmas past who takes care of stray cats, knits, has a mustache and an Irish accent, and a love for the sea. Maybe next Christmas. I just can't get over this book. I'm sorry, in the weeds. This might just be BK's best book yet, and it might have just claimed the spot for my #1 of her books. This book was absolutely everything to me. This book broke my heart, put it back together. Like I said, I've never like fully boo-hooed over a romance book the way I did that book. It just felt too much, too close, and yeah, it's just a very important book to me. After that, I started a few books and have not finished any. My attempt, I had like 4 books that I was still hoping to finish by New Year's, and I think I was very busy preparing to go to New York for the New Year's party that I ended up going to, that I just wasn't able to. So those are now crossover books. I first started Jane Eyre. I thought I could like try to crank this one out in like a week, and I got to page 60. I'm not having as easy breezy of a time as I did with Wuthering Heights, and I know I should probably stop comparing the two because they are written by 2 different sisters, but this is going to require a bit more for me than 1, Wuthering Heights did, but 2, that my brain is ready to give at this particular time. So then I started Gideon the 9th, and I also didn't get very far into that one, and has also officially carried over. I did, on my way to New York, start the audiobook for A Winter's Promise. I'm still not that far into it. My train ride was only like an hour and a half. So, oh, actually no, I started it before the train. Did I even listen to it on the train? I did listen to some. I actually started it the day before. No, I started it a day or two before. I had to go run some errands, some last minute things for the party. So I was listening to it on the bus. Forgot about that. So I have started A Winter's Promise. I'm excited to be back in that world. I'm not that far, but I also don't want to rush through it until I have the next book set up, so I can go right into it. So hopefully I'll be getting that soon. Anyway, I just wanted to wrap this up. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who has been experiencing 2025 with me. Thanks. If this is your first video of mine that I've seen. Why did that taste like wine? Hello, hi, thank you for being here. I hope you stick around. Sometimes I'm interesting. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down below so you can follow me, and I'll follow you back, and I'll see you very soon. Happy New Year!